One of these two players will be eradicated from this tournament.
It might be the player at the bottom of the map. He lost the last map. It is not Golov, no, it is
Slayers, Mia.
Little name card covered his mouth there. His opponent for the team, Startail in the blue, bringing this to a 1-1 series. He is.
Startail, Hack.
And Hack finds himself on a map that is in favor of Protoss. So a lot of waypoints queued up in order to wait for the 150 minerals that he needs for the barracks.
That SCB was once a former Dance Dance Revolution player.
It's a breakdancer.
He can even do it in the suit quite well.
It's actually funny. Mana's brother Funkai is a breakdancer. And so when we went to the gym and he was exercising for the first time like really hard, at the end he insisted on actually doing some stretching and breakdancing and just some training on his own. And the next 3 days he was just in so much pain he couldn't actually play because he could not move his arms.
That's terrible, man.
And I told him that he might be overdoing it a little bit with throwing in the breakdance training as well. He's like, nah, I'll be fine. Well, guess what? He was not. He finally is in a good spot again, but every time he just touched his arm with a finger, he wasn't paying.
I feel sorry for him, man.
He could actually not sleep the first night.
Oh, wow.
he was awake in the morning, and usually I'm the first person who wakes up in the GOM house like early in the morning, and I came into the room and he was sitting at his computer. I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, I can't sleep. I'm like, why can't you sleep? It hurts so much.
You actually sound like a masochist right now.
Hey, I told him, take it easy.
This is the like laugh of I told you so, I think.
It's a little bit. But well, guys, on this game, we have now the last map. Antigua Shipyard is something that Hack will, of course, love, because this map is known to be in favor for Terran. The reason is twofold. First of all, you have the center of the map, where there's a high ground, and you have the Zalnaga Watchtower. It's easy to take for a Terran player in the mid-game. There you can establish your position with siege tanks, and you have access to the two bases in the middle of the map. And another reason is that the fourth base for the Zerg is really hard to take. For obvious reasons, the middle of the map is really tough, just because of the high ground position that I just talked about. But also the distances between the fourth bases that you can take and your main army, or the distance that the army has to go, is always very huge. The drop play is great. You can just try to draw your opponent out to make sure that he has to move from the left to the right the entire time, and then the game gets very positional. Terran here in a good position, which is also one of the reasons why a lot of Zerg players in the past decided to do roach veiling attacks. It's not this common anymore. Most Zergs try to rely on the late game, but the difference on with Antigua in comparison to other maps is that here Ultralist transition is actually preferred by nearly every Zerg.
Yeah, and that's something that we will likely see here. I wonder what Hack's composition of choice is going to be. We saw him go Blue Flame last game. Game number 1, he went for the same Raven transition at the end. You know, going for it even really earlier than I expected him. And will he go for Cloak Banshees this time? There's the third command center. Can still go for Cloak after this.
Yep. And if you go for a strategy like this, it's also the question how you want to follow it up. Not only in regards to the Cloak, but also if you get the siege tanks out in time, because of course you... Oh, look at this triple gas here. This is getting interesting. This is getting really, really interesting. With the triple gas, there are a lot of shenanigans that he can pull off. And it looks a little bit like he's going for... He might actually go for the same strategy that he used in the last game, which was a roach bailing aggression with 4 queens and 1 spine crawler, which is exactly what we see at this point. Doesn't have to be necessarily. And it isn't. Nope, this time he's going for way more harvesters here. And even adds a 5th queen.
Yeah, and 4 gas up 2 base almost indicates he wants to rush Mutas, yeah. I mean,
with this much commitment to queens and to the spine crawler, it certainly looks like we are going to see Mutalist. And there's already the tech. He doesn't even get speed for his Zerglings. And this looks like he's really, really committing to a Mutalist attack.
The problem for this is that he's already got Stim on the way, Hack does. Really early because he skipped those Banshees. And he's going to have a ton of Marines, even the engineering bays are already ready now. This is going to be a pretty tough Mutalist force to have to make work. We'll see.
He doesn't have Stim yet.
Right.
So
he canceled it actually. He canceled Sim and used the Tech Labs factory instead. That is,
I mean, he's going for early siege tanks right now. I think he might actually be a little bit concerned that he's facing the same strategy again.
Yeah, he's getting a bunker right now as well. He's very much in the dark as to what Mia is doing.
He just wants to make sure that he is not being attacked by another Roach Bailing attack. Maybe just remembered, okay, well, wait a second. Last game, he actually started with this. If he does it this time when I have the 3rd command center and I go straight into Hellions and don't build siege tanks, I might have a huge problem. So the earlier tanks are definitely good for him here. But now, do we actually see the Spire? No, he's going for the Infestation Pit. And this rush to the strategy is a little bit peculiar. Usually if you see like this really fast tech and this huge commitment to gas, it's more Spire attack. You want to hit the timing and just make sure that you attack your opponent with a very early Mutalisk force. It's not that common against Terran these days because you want to have the Infestors out, but a rush like this is still a little bit weird. It's safer to take the 3rd though. He's better prepared against any attack that comes his way. But Hack is just trying to take a 3rd base on his own.
He is, and he's going to have it up very quickly. In fact, he's going to be able to start mining at the exact same time that Mia's hatchery finishes, so he's going to find himself in a pretty good position economically. He didn't even crush that Marine with the command center. It was a close call. But the upgrades are pretty even right now for these players, and Hack is getting the armory at a nice little time here. It's all going to come down to the engagements that we have on the Watchtower, which Mia has already spread his creep mostly towards.
The question for Mia is, of course, what kind of attack does he want to go? And how is he trying to make sure... I mean, let's talk quickly for a second about Ohana. Ohana was a map where he built a lot of Spine Crawlers and Spore Crawlers. If he does the same thing here, he will be safe against drop player at his 4th base. Then it is a matter of scouting and of having the information of where your opponent moves towards. So as soon as Hack starts moving out with his army and trying to hit the 4th base, he must be ready. He has to be in a position that he can intercept the army. So that snipes like in the first game are not possible anymore. These Terran forces that just stim in, snipe a main building and then run away are really atrocious to deal with. But it's definitely something that can be done if you have the right composition.
I'm wondering what the next move for Mia... Okay, there it is. There's the Hive. Because he didn't have to get Hive yet, but I like this because Hack is not been able to put any pressure on him at all, and he knows that Hack is kind of sitting back right now, not really knowing 100% what's going on. I love that Hack does this in a lot of his games. We've seen this not only in this TVZ, but in other TVZs he does, where he makes 2 Vikings off of his reactor to starport and sends them in both directions to clean up Overlords twice as quickly, and this actually supply blocks Mia right now.
Hive tech at 1120, by the way. Very early Hive, and +2/+2. All this gas that he got earlier, just make sure that he can get his entire tech tree much faster. Took a little bit of a gamble in the early game. 4 queens, 1 spine crawler, that's what he relied on. But Hack isn't aggressive, not at all. He doesn't try to do anything with this. I love his Viking that you pointed out. It's really good. It's cute. It's something that you can put to some good use, and he does it. But now Mia needs a 4th. He needs to start thinking about a 4th base.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he had the choice between Hive and 4th base. He decided to go with the 4th. And this, rather the Hive, and this means he needs to get a 4th soon. He's going to take control of the Watchtower, Hack is. He needs to bungle, and he does. The Banelings do not have speed yet, but they're about to.
He will try to stay on the high ground for as long as possible and make sure that he has the creep too much together. The Queen dies, which is of course unfortunate, but the Viking is still being very, very annoying. A decent amount of kills already. And we currently have Hack with a 4th command center building. Mia is now on Hive, he's going for Ultralisk, as we mentioned earlier. It's the superior composition on this map, the composition that most Zerg players will rely upon. But now he needs another base, and he kind of knows it. Yeah. That would be so weird if he would actually try to do this on 3 bases for the entire duration of the game. The supply is even for all of them. Hack already with an additional starport. He will be ready once more, but I don't think he's banking too much on the defense against this. He has the means of getting Marauders in the game, and that's also something that's great against the Ultralisk.
Look at this flank. He's going to pick off the tanks and catch these Marines. This will now allow Mia to take that 4th base that he so desperately needs.
Yeah. I think he also has a drone in position at the bottom.
Yeah, I think that's what that is as well. I'll verify that, because I think that's, yeah.
Yeah, there's a drone.
That's where you're going to want to take your 4th on this map. There it is.
and he still has control over the middle of the map. Of course, how Antigua works, a Terran player doesn't have to be aggressive like from the start. So you can be on the 3 bases. As long as you're on 3 bases and prepare the 4th, you're fine. And then you start to push out. The creep spread from here is good. Could be better though. We've seen better on this map, but it's still okay. He has the center of the map. He has the thingies to the left and the right, so that he can spot if there's actually an attack towards his expansion, that is.
Yes. My thingies are first, for those of you guys who don't know, don't speak Calgary, means the overlords.
No, I actually don't mean the overlords, just like the areas here.
Oh, the tumors.
No, I just mean the area on the map to the left side that will enable him to see if opponents walking through them.
Yeah. I just mean the tumors on the left and right side of the map, right? That's what allows him to see it.
Yeah, that allows him to see it, but it doesn't matter.
I'm just messing with you. Hack is actually able to force his way into this 4th base even without clearing up the creep on top of the tower, nor holding the tower. And this is because there's no Broodlords. And this attack, you know, I'm not so sure about this. He's got a good flank on the right side.
Into the siege.
And this is actually just, I mean, even though there's siege of tanks, the flank is so good. Hack not only losing the space, but losing a lot. He's a bundle. That was a waste of infestors, but I mean,
he gets the funnel, but another infestor dies. The waypoints were not the best here, and suddenly the resources lost are actually evened out again. At first, it really looked like Mia could make this work after, well, against all odds. But now the planetary is going to be upgraded in just a few seconds once again, and if it's done, and he has the sieged up tanks, then Mia cannot attack into this anymore. Even with the last one, it was quite the stretch.
16 Banelings are morphing, and he's going to be able to use those to fight. I think he's just going to avoid fighting at the planetary entirely and go to the 3rd base, especially with how he's morphing these Banelings right now.
Way too many.
I was just saying, currently rocks are still up at Hack's base, and he's actually just going to go in here.
He's moving in, and siege tanks are this time only attacking the Ultralisk, and they are dying fast. The planetary is not done just yet, but it will be in a second, and the SCVs are already repairing, and I think then the planetary is at least able to take down the Zerglings and probably one of the Ultralisks as well, if the Banelings don't start to connect.
Yeah, and the Ultralisks are split actually, so he's going to be able to take out this planetary with the Banelings you just mentioned. Wow, Mia really being aggressive here. Now, the base of the bottom has not been harassed this entire time, and now he's got the base of the bottom left as well, like all the way bottom left, talking about like 730 position. He's got a lot of mining. Well, yeah, 6 o'clock's like here.
Nah, come on, that's more like 740, 745.
Okay, yeah, I guess. All right, fair point. Fair point. I guess so, yeah.
Well, the thing is, Mia is currently playing a style where he wants to be on the aggressive, he wants to attack, he wants to make sure that Hack doesn't have the time to attack him. He knows with those positionings that there's a drop coming his way, and this is what Hack needs. He needs to shut down these bases. He knows they are there, and so he has to kill them. If he doesn't do it, Mia will get so far ahead that it will snowball, and then Hack has no chance of controlling the match anymore. Yeah. So taking down this base was actually beautiful, and he gets away.
It was an SCV in that drop, for some reason. But yeah, and the hatchery finished just before the drop hit, so he didn't get to cancel it. That's a lot of resources lost.
And 150 supply now against 180. The army supply, though, is spot on. They have exactly the same army supply. Don't forget about Mule Skulls. Therefore, we have a lot of additional worker supply for Mia because he just needs more. The income at this point is fairly even, a little bit ahead for Mia in regards to the gas, which is obvious because he has 8 gas instead of 6. But still, this is something that Mia has not won yet, even though he made a good job when he take down the center base.
Yeah, and Hack, man, he is nicely sieged this time. I don't think Mia can break him. And at the end of the day, he's got another flank set up, and he's going to try to use it. I don't know if this will work. The Baneling's getting a lot of siege tank fire here.
Nice funnel here at the back. The siege tanks are nearly done, but not a lot of ultralisks are left. Can he kite them? Does he have the number of more orders? He has a couple of unsieged tanks. They do the extra damage. And suddenly Mia is now down in supply compared to earlier. The gap is closing, and it's closing fast. This is a lot of DPS for Hack. This guy has 3-3 ready, and with the Medivac support, the Marauders and also the Marines are just so hard to kill.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I mean, with those siege up position there, even with the flank, that was not the best engagement. Right now, economy-wise, though, with all the resources lost and all the the delays on the landing, the long-distance mining, Mia is getting a lot more minerals at this moment in time. He's got the center base up now, which is something that's going to be really hard for Hack to attack into. He's got siege tanks that are great defensively, but not so much on the attack. And Hack's worker count is actually down to 44 right now, and oh, he's going to lose even more.
Nice lift here.
Oh, nice pullback as well. I love that he did not commit to the attack.
He did not really lose a lot, so I really like how Hack played this. But also Mia, as you said, the pullback was great. On the other hand, it was nice to see that Hack was so aware that he cancelled the upgrade and lifted it immediately.
I'm a little bit surprised he's not trying to, for example, fungal with the infestors on the high ground that he's got against these mining SCVs.
He can't. There's one medivac to grant high ground vision, so the siege tank will take him out.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That's also why
it's a little bit hard to spot. It's right position over the medivacs, though. So
I was wondering about that creep as well, but oh, he's gonna have to save this infest. Well.
Not happening.
These ultras do not actually want to stick around too long up here with all the siege tank fire they're going to face.
Hack is getting dangerously low in the SCV count. He's at 39 now, and with the bases that he wants to saturate, this is just not enough.
You're right. The Baneling's not really connecting all too well here. I don't like this. What is he thinking? I mean, yeah, he wants to hold this base, but it's time to give it up because there's too many siege tanks. This is not the composition to fight with here. He needs a switch. He's got the Spire on the way. Yeah. This is what he needs.
And he has so many bases. He has another one to the bottom left that he's currently building, so his economy is really good. There's a, well, I don't even want to call this a rock fight. This is like sad. Two sad Marauders were probably drunk in the medivac as well, and then they were suddenly in enemy territory.
They're like having a talk with each other, like, you know, it'd be great. We could actually just take this whole base down. Like, it's gonna be all up to us. We're gonna be the heroes. And the medivac pilot's like, yeah, you guys and me, we can do it. You're right. Let's do it. No, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, they had a few too many beers. Definitely.
The Marines on the left side, though, are... I mean, they were actually just from the Assassin Asylum.
Yeah, base to the top right now. I love how Hack actually moves his main orbital. This is something that too few Terran players do on this map when it comes into the late game. They don't move it to the right.
And he's actually shown the space by mistake. Now the space will have to be cancelled. Mia is starting to get dangerously low in mining.
Yeah, Hack is able to close the gap in army, as already mentioned earlier, with the 4th base established in the middle of the map. He's looking good, and he took the 5th as well. One siege tank, okay, now sieging up. He's sieging forward, and his tank count is now a lot better than it was just like 1 minute or 2 minutes before. He has 11 now against compared to the 5 that we had earlier. So Mia and Hack, they are in a really, really interesting spot here. It is the last game still, and this game could end either way. Mia has the better bank by far, but and the Brood Lords are going to be an issue for Hack very, very soon, but he has the production.
He does, and the command to the top right is not landed yet because it's been blocked by a Zergling.
The drunk Marines had some friends.
Yep, they are
also going down.
They, you know, friends of a kind are all the same. That's actually not a quote. I don't know, man.
Mia on 200 supply with 5 Brood Lords, and he will lose a few units. He still has units to the top, actually, at the base.
Yeah, he holds a watchtower. And his drop is clean, or his run by is cleaned up by a drop.
And now he shows the Brood Lords. He shows the Brood Lords and moves in, and immediately Hack reacts with his Vikings. But he needs to take the Brood Lords down or he will lose siege tanks. Those Marines, they just can't close the distance.
Yeah, they can't. And Mia's got, you know, he spent his bank, but he's got the bases now to back this up.
This is his chance. He sieges up. He loses the siege, and now he's moving in. Hack drops in supply. Mia with the Brood Lords might just have done it.
The medevacs are a little bit vulnerable here, but there's nothing to kill them, so they will fly back, but the ground army is all but gone.
And suddenly Hack is at 90 supply, and the Brood Lords can just move in at the 3rd base now.
12 Corruptors will protect them as well.
And here we go. The Planetary is going to be attacked. He can kill the SCVs if he wants to. Another drop is now headed Mia's base, but Mia's way. But the thing is, Hack is so far behind. Can those few Vikings make a difference? I don't think so.
The turret and the Marines are going to help out, but here's a great bungle on those Marines. There's so many medevacs, though. Oh my god.
The medivacs are there, but so are the Corruptors, and as soon as the medivacs are gone, Hack is going to be out of luck. 157 supply for Mia. 76 for Hack. The base at the bottom left being attacked by the job. The SCVs for Hack are dying though in the middle of the map.
Yes, and the last of the medevacs start to fall. He's going to take out this turret. The planetary has nowhere to run.
Mamma Mia is going to win this game, I think.
I think so, man.
Doubling the supply, only 22 SCVs left. The Viking count at 211 Corruptors.
Infestors going up to the base at the top right to fungal these SCVs.
And Infested Terrans will join the party. Yes, here they are. The SCVs running in, and Hack is out of luck as his mining is basically non-existent anymore.
Yeah, his planetary still survives for now, but Mia's lost a lot of mining as well, but he still has the army. That's something that Hack does not have. He also has the worker count. Over 5 times the workers, 66 to 12.
The last Vikings are gone, and now he just needs to morph a couple of additional Broodlords if he wants to take this game. He gets Infestors first. He has still one base that is mining. Hackers has done a good job with all of his drops. Mia, though, if he really gets the mining going in the middle of the map, then he's in a great position here. Here's the mineral income. Slightly ahead for Mia, better gas as well. And just his army supply, 85 against 60, a 25 supply lead, and the composition is great. This planetary is not going to make it.
No. And Hack is finally keeping his Vikings together. Because if he doesn't do that, then he's not going to be able to actually fight the Corruptors. He's given Vikings away several times. The Infestor count is starting to get insane. He's going up to 18 right now.
It's going to get crazy, and in this scenario, it's the best thing that you can do with the Fungals and, of course, also the Infested Terrans. Perfect position. The Vikings, they are going to die. Here come a few Marines, but against the Broodlords, the Queens, yes, and, of course, the Infestors, there is just nothing left for him.
No. Hack is going to have the GG here.
Indeed, 50 supply. Expect GG momentarily. This game is at an end. There's no way for Hack to fight this force back. Mia tripling the supply. He has 5 times the supply back. GG!
Mia goes on. Hack will not be able to continue in this